Hello travelers, I'm Chris, welcome to Lore Spire. In today's video, we are going to break down all of the Azata's superpowers. I've heard people refer to the Azata as overpowered, but after playtesting these superpowers, I don't think that's quite the right word. Instead, I would say that broken is more accurate. There are timestamps down in the description so you can skip ahead if you like. Let's get started. The Azata has a list of 7 superpowers to choose from and can choose up to 2 of these superpowers. The first can be chosen at Mythic Rank 4 and the second at Mythic Rank 6. Following are the 7 superpowers that the Azata can choose from. All skilled. The Azata gains a bonus equal to its Mythic rank to all skill checks. Whenever the Azata makes a skill check, it rolls the dice twice and uses the better result. The Azata is proficient with all types of weapons and armor and can wield and wear any equipment. Now this ability is a bit buggy at the moment. You can see here that my only proficiency is with simple weapons, but thanks to the all skilled superpower, you can see that I am able to wear heavy armor, and I can equip martial weapons, or at least this one. Despite being able to equip that glaive, which is a martial weapon, I cannot equip this +1 longsword that is also a martial weapon, nor can I equip any of these other weapons that are highlighted with red boxes. So hopefully Owlcat gets this bug fixed by launch. Now if we go to my character skills, you'll see that I am receiving the appropriate bonuses from all skilled, so that's good. I thought that possibly all skilled might allow me to take a prestige class without having the required proficiency, but we can see here that that's not the case. It still needs me to have the martial weapon proficiency to take Eldritch Knight. All in all, the all skilled superpower is a great ability, but unless the goal of your build is a skill monkey that never fails a skill check, the other superpowers are just plain better, as you are about to see. Favorable magic. The Azata's magic becomes incredibly powerful. Whenever an enemy makes a saving throw against its spells, they roll the dice twice and take the worst result. Whenever the Azata makes a concentration check or a check to overcome spell resistance, it rolls the dice twice and takes the better result. If the Azata casts a spell whose description says that a successful saving throw halves the damage or duration, it only decreases it by 25% instead. I generally prefer spellcasting classes, so this superpower is my absolute favorite. It increases the effectiveness of your spells and spellcasting by an incredible amount. If you're playing an offensive spellcaster on unfair difficulty, I would advise taking the Azata path just for this superpower. I've not seen any ability in the entire game that's as good for an offensive spellcaster as this ability. Incredible Might. The Azata gains a morale bonus equal to its mythic rank on attack and damage rolls. Whenever it hits with a charge attack or confirms a critical hit, the target has to pass a fortitude saving throw with a DC equal to 10 plus your mythic rank plus your strength modifier. If the target fails its saving throw, one of the following actions happens at random. There is a 30% chance the enemy is stunned for 1d4 rounds. There is a 20% chance the enemy is made prone for 1d4 rounds. There is a 20% chance the enemy is pushed away 15 feet and is stunned for 1d4 rounds. There is a 15% chance that the enemy is crippled until the end of combat. They can no longer move and suffer a -3 penalty to attack rolls and armor class. There is a 10% chance the enemy becomes exhausted, and there is a 5% chance that the enemy is killed outright. Additionally, the Azata can decide to lose these advantages to instead bolster the physical abilities of its companions. Your companions gain a bonus on all attack and damage rolls equal to half of the Azata's mythic rank. You can see that this effect does give its bonuses to animal companions in your party as well. Unless you are a caster or you are trying to achieve something very specific with your build, you probably want to get this. And even if you are a caster, this still might be better than to take the Zippy magic superpower depending on your party build. Raising the entire rest of your party's attack and damage rolls by up to +5 each at max rank is a hell of a lot more overall damage. Life Bonding Friendship. The Azata chooses 2 teamwork feats. It shares the effects of all teamwork feats it has with allies within a 50-foot area. The Azata's charisma inspires her allies so much that even when their hit points drop below 0, they continue to fight, even though they are considered to be either unconscious or dead for all effects and can be cured by the Breath of Life or similar spells. After combat, allies in this state fall either unconscious or dead. If all of the Azata's allies die in this way, the Azata becomes fully drained and dies as well. This superpower gives every party member, including pets, all of the Azata's teamwork feats. Even if that was the only thing it did, it would be really good. Maybe even overpowered on that merit alone. When you add in that all companions become nearly unkillable until the end of combat, well, that's just broken. I want to point out that the description does not state that there is a limit on the number of negative hit points that can be accrued by a companion, but obviously there is a limit because the Kitsune here clearly becomes unconscious before combat ends. Going back through the combat log tells me that she took a total of 626 damage before this occurred. So while there may be a limit, that number is so massive that you'd almost have to be trying to lose, as I clearly was here, to reach it. I'm not sure how this number might be calculated, but clearly if you are using this superpower, you aren't likely to lose unless you are trying to. If any ability in this game is broken, it's this one, so it may get hit with the Nerf bat at some point. Marvelous Endurance. The Azata gains fast healing equal to half of its mythic rank. From mythic rank 4 on, this number is increased by +5 per mythic rank. Whenever an enemy confirms a critical hit against the Azata, it gains 1d6 temporary hit points per mythic rank, and if the Azata has 25% or fewer hit points remaining, it gets damage resistance 10 with no exceptions. This turns out to be a lot of healing, and if you are trying to make the best tank possible, then this is the superpower that you want. When playing a high AC class and combining this superpower with the next one on the list, you will have a ton of survivability. Combining these 3 things and using Song of Courageous Defender has got to be the closest you can come in this game to having a dedicated tank. Supersonic Speed. The Azata is always under the effects of a haste spell when engaged in combat. All melee and ranged weapon attacks against the Azata have a 20% chance to miss, and all targeted spells aimed at the Azata have a 10% chance to miss. All damage from area of effect attacks is halved. This superpower is good for any melee class, but I think the tank build I was referring to before will definitely get the most out of this. I mean, after all, if you aren't being targeted, then most of what this superpower does is just going to waste anyways. Zippy Magic. Whenever the Azata casts a spell that targets an individual creature, that spell affects 1 additional creature within a 30-foot range from the target. If the target is an enemy, the spell affects 1 additional enemy. If the target is an ally, it affects 1 additional ally. Spells that target enemies deal an additional 2d6 plus mythic rank points of damage. If you want an ability with role-playing potential that really makes you feel like an ultra-powerful magic user, then this is a great choice. But if you prefer to maximize your party's damage output, or just prefer to have the best abilities from a mechanics standpoint, then other superpowers here are going to be a better choice for you. From all of this, I conclude that the Azata Mythic Path is somewhere between very strong and straight up broken, depending on which of the superpowers you decide to utilize. Oh, and we haven't even gotten to the spells yet, so who knows how powerful it's going to be by the time we finish those. Anyways, what do you think of these superpowers? And have they given you any good ideas for cool builds? Let me know down in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe while you are there. This has been Chris with Lore Spire. Be well, my friends.